brand new, the President McKinley home base station. Well, not technically, but it is a base station using a President McKinley. What we have here is a console Facia unit which allows you to fit an existing mobile transceiver, CB, amateur radio, into the box. It's got a built-in SWR meter, a built-in internal speaker, and you can wire it for a power supply as well. So your little mobile radio now has the added benefits of a better speaker and becoming a nice little home base unit to put in your shack. You may now be thinking, this looks nice, where can I get hold of one? Well, this is the problem. I've been playing with radios now since the mid-70s. I came through on scanners, shortwave listening, the days of illegal CB here in the UK, pre-1981, then into the legal days in the 80s, and I've been in and out of radio ever since, becoming an amateur radio operator about 5 years ago. Now, I've looked on the internet, I've looked through all my old magazines, and I cannot find any reference to this cupboard, this basic Facia console unit. I cannot find anything at all, anything vaguely similar. Now, this may have been sold in the US of A, in which case the gentleman across there on the other side of the pond might be able to come back to me and say, oh, that's a common thing. Here in the UK, I've never ever seen one. Either a junk sale, a radio rally, or any friends or anybody in the radio world. I've never ever seen one. To me, this is unique here in the UK. If you think you know different or you've got one, please let me know. I'm trying to find out the history of it. Now, I said I've gone through the internet, and I've gone through some of my radio magazines that I've got hold of still from the 79s and 80s. Such as, I got the old original Breaker magazine. Nothing in there. I've got another one there. We went through, searched high and low for these magazines, trying to find anything where you could get hold of one of these consoles. CB World magazine, try those as well. Some beautiful bits of equipment there. We got CB Radio magazine. That was another one at the time. And one of my favourite radios of that period, the old Big Jumbo there. Lovely bit of kit. CB Radio, Citizen Band Radio magazine here in the UK. Antenna testing. And all the other bits of kit. You might recognise some of those bits of equipment in the bin. I think I had most of those at the time. I've been through all those magazines, and there's not one mention of any type of console to fit a mobile transceiver in for home base use. And if now you're on a bit of a nostalgia trip after seeing the front cover of some of those CB magazines, I mean, you might recall some of these on the back here, some of these companies, if you zoom into them. There's the old adverts there for Firestick, still going strong today. More Firestick ones, but today, of course, some of these adverts would be a little bit on the risque side, even because of political correctness. But at the time, they were all acceptable. So, how did I come across this home base box? Well, a few weeks ago here in the UK, I visited the Andover Amateur Radio Club's Spring Rally. It was held in the field adjacent to the lovely little village hall. A beautiful sunny day encouraged many to attend, both selling and to actually come and buy. So a big thank you goes out to the Andover Amateur Radio Club for putting it on. Well done to all the members. It's very well organised. It was whilst rummaging around the tables there that I came across the actual base station box. When I bought this, it actually wasn't in such a good condition. The actual metal case was bent. It was actually off the chassis. There were screws missing. So I took it apart and made some modifications inside. And let me show you what I did. So I've actually turned the radio around now, and it's facing the other way. And I've just removed the screws to take off the top cover to show you what's inside. Now, very basic, very simple. It's a solid metal chassis, and it's a really sturdy solid chassis. First of all, I thought it was a home-based radio which had been converted, but looking at it more closely, it's not. What they've done is a metal frame here which actually can house a radio, and it's adjustable. There are screw settings underneath this radio where you can actually slide these out, and there's probably another good inch space there, well, 25 millimeters, so you can actually take a wider radio. All I've done is covered up the bare metal places with some tape and some like rubbery foam material. So when by placing the radio in and out the front fascia, the hole there, it doesn't actually get scratched or damaged. On the back end, the power supply goes into the radio. Like I said, you can wire this up for a power supply. There's space over this side where it looks like there was a transformer at one time. There are some holes in that, and there was a power switch on the front which you can wire up. That's currently disabled, so I'm just running it from a 12 volt supply. The coax connector goes into the radio. That goes round to the front of the console, where there's a built-in SWR meter, fully functioning, with reference and on it as well, switch, so you can actually calibrate. So you can actually take an SWR meter reading, and I've tested it with another meter, and it's fairly accurate. And on this side, you've got a nice area where the transformer was, but you also got a nice decent speaker in there. And what I've done, I've put some sound foam or sound insulation in there to actually help the mid-range of that speaker. And it does sound very good. All this is from a actual old pillowcase, an old foam pillow. But it does a fantastic job, stops it from getting too resonant in there and reverb and echo. And you get a really nice sound out of that speaker. So say this radio slots in from the front. You can just slide it out. There's enough play on the cables. There's also a wire. This wire here is for the external speaker, which plugs into the back of your external speaker socket on the back of your radio. That is it. Lovely, simple and sturdy. So what I've done, I've brought the case and the radio off of the table now, just placed it onto the sofa by the window, just so I could prop the Game Master on a very short pole up against my shed outside. Very temporary, but just wanted to plug it in and see if I could get any signals this afternoon. Bands are a little bit quiet, but VSWR, again with the President McKinley, those who know, you just hold the button in to get the menu up, and it takes a few seconds. It comes up, you can scroll through using the dial till you get SWR, and then this is one thing I like about it, especially when you're out mobile. You just press it again. Oops, got off. Press it again, and it will take you into the SWR menu, and you press it again, and it tunes. And if you get a continuous sound, and it shows 1 to 1.0, perfect match. And if you further higher you go, you get lots of series of dots, and it extends out. So you can hear this without actually seeing the screen if you're making adjustments on the fly to your antenna.
That 4 metre aerial post. When I get back to work, I'll see if I can find some 60mm diameter aluminium bar.
Charlie Tango 2064, Charlie Tango 2064. Steve on the northeast side of Fareham. Give a quick call out on channel 38, testing the radio and antenna. Charlie Tango 2064, standing by. It looks a bit quiet this afternoon. I've heard one station on sideband on another frequency, and they disappeared, and one very faint person on FM, on the UK FM, a little bit earlier. So overall, guys, I'm very pleased with this little console. It's simple. It's just a metal case. Now, whoever's made it, whatever company's made it, I don't know. I've looked all over the chassis for a stamp, a signature, name, company, anything. And other than saying base station on the front, there's no other clues. None whatsoever. Now, as I say, somebody might recognise this from somewhere around the globe. I got a feeling it's an American. I think it's an American-made unit. That's why I cannot find anything here in the UK or across European sites. So if you have seen these, if you do use one, and hopefully someone's going to come back and say, oh, they're 10 a penny over here. Well, that's fantastic. But I think there's a market for this. And here in the UK, I say at the moment, I've never seen another one. So I'm very pleased to get my hands on one. I say I picked it up at the rally, and I'll let you into a little secret. This thing only cost me just over £2. UK pounds. That's less than $2, less than $2 American dollars. So it's a bargain. And a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of cleaning up, a couple of new screws in the side case, just a little bit of bending the case back into shape, putting in some felt for the speaker, and it's wiping the dust off it, putting some little bit of rubberized matting and some tape down to protect the radio. Quick adjustment, and there you go, what you see in front of you. I'm very pleased with it. It looks nice sat on the shelf. It keeps the radio safer as well, and just easy and convenient to use. So there you go. Thanks again for watching. I'm working on some more videos that will be coming out very soon. I'm going to actually make some antennas and do a little bit of testing with another antenna as well. So and I'm hoping I've got something in the pipeline to do with microphones. But I've actually got a company looking into that one at the moment, because they're not too sure themselves if what I've got in plan will work, and they want to test it out first. So this is a Charlie Tango 2064, Steve, aka Enthusiastic Steve. All the very best, 73s. Thanks again for watching, and again, please leave comments, and I will always try and get back to you whenever I can. And please subscribe if you've not subscribed so far. All the very best indeed. Bye-bye. Hold on. Before you disappear, I've got some images here of the actual base station, and I've also got some audio on air. The President McKinley really does suit this base station really well. It fits in a treat. Let's say there's still space there for a larger radio. Maybe an old Cobra 148 would look fantastic in it. And now a little on-air audio.
Tango 2064, come on in.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Sorry to butt in there. This is Charlie Tango 2064. I'm just testing out my little radio here, and I've got a Game Master, but I've just propped it up against the side of my shed, temporary, just to test out the coax, etc. So I was just wondering if it's coming over okay.
Yeah, Roger, you've got Charlie Tango 2403 and others. We're on the side of there. And what's your location, please?
Yeah, I'm home base at the moment, but I'm down on the northeast side of Fareham.
Northeast side of Fareham. Yeah, well, you're coming in, okay. What's your personal?
Yeah, it's Steve here. Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. Steve. Whereabouts are you?
Yeah, Roger, you're making me through to Chesford Head, Winchester.
Oh, Roger D, that's not too bad then. Yeah, I'm on a little bit of a dip at the moment, and the antenna is literally propped against my shed on about an 8-foot bit of scaffold pole, so it's no height whatsoever. But yeah, I'm just testing out I've got a President McKinley, and I've got a little unit it sits in. I'm just testing it out with a loudspeaker, and I just wanted to give it a go. But thanks for letting us come in.
Well, you've got a good signal 5, audio 5.
So I did actually get somebody come back eventually. There's a net going on about 18 miles away. So considering the antenna at the moment is actually just propped against the shed outside the window, that's not doing too bad at all. So yeah, that's the sound quality. It is what it is. It sounds better than the internal built-in speaker. So very pleased indeed. Anyway, 73s.